Welcome back, everybody, to the Up and Down. This month we are going to look ahead a little bit at the Women's Amateur. I'm Nia Frederick officially. It is great to meet all of you, and I'm here with Kat Carmignani, who's coming back to the Up and Down for a little segment to give me a little bit of an insight on what to expect for this year's Mass Women's Amateur Championship.
Yeah, I'm so pumped to be here. First of all, I love the Up and Down. I love the first version of it that you did under your new purview. But to talk about the Women's Amateur Championship, I've watched a ton of golf this season and am so excited for the field this year. We're going to be celebrating 120 years of Women's Amateur Championship. So
Wow.
Very cool.
Wow. Can you tell me a little bit about what I need to know? What I've learned is that it's at Dedham Country and Polo Club from August 14th through 18th. What else is there to know?
That's all you need to know. No, so the event's broken down in stroke play and match play. So first 2 days are stroke play, then we cut it to 32. Head into the round of 32 on Wednesday. By Thursday, we're playing quarters and semis, and then on Friday is our big championship match. So a pretty sizable field this year, very challenging course. The Seth Rayner designed course has hosted national level events, plenty of qualifiers for us, but US Junior was hosted there. So talks about the true testament of quality of the course and the work that they've put in over the past few years. And we have a full segment on that actually coming up in our Mass Golfer television show. So I encourage everyone next month, be sure to watch that on Nesson. But great field, great golf course, and you know, heat of the summer. It's on now. There's been a lot of build up to this event for us, and we'll see how things go.
Yeah. So I've been to a few events already this season. A couple of those being women's events, and I've seen some names kind of run up the top of the leaderboard. Can you give me a little bit of a rundown of who should I look up for? What kind of players are in this field? What kind of competition am I going to see? I've seen a little bit of Morgan and Molly Smith action at the top of a few leaderboards, but what are other names that kind of stand out to you that I should look for, that everybody watching from home should look for?
Yeah.
What you got?
Take out the handy dandy notebook now, because we have a lot of them. So I'm glad that you started with the Smith sisters. So Morgan went ahead, won the New England Women's Amateur right at the beginning of the season.
That's my first event.
It was your first
Very
event.
first event.
So you got to see some amazing golf down in Connecticut there. So she's feeling good after a good start to the season like that. Molly coming in off of competing in the amateur championship. She qualified for our amateur championship, the first woman to do so and to play in the event just a couple weeks ago at Essex County Club. Huge feather in her cap. She's also just competed in the US Girls Junior, and both Morgan and Molly will be headed to the US Women's Amateur Championship in California next week at this time probably.
Lots of golf back to back.
Yeah. But you know what? Let's not sleep on the third Smith sister. We can't forget about Maddie. She's a Spitfire. Huge fan of Maddie Smith. And really up and coming. We've seen her game get a lot better over the years. She was actually on the bag for Morgan for her win last year at the Women's Amateur Championship. But all three Smith sisters made match play last year. Let's hope that they can do it again.
Yes, that would be really good to see all three of them kind of run up the leaderboard like I've seen the two do already.
Yeah, you know, the dynamic's really fun too. It's a great family, really cool to be around. Tara Joy Connolly is back in Massachusetts. So she hasn't competed in this event in several years. So we see Tara Joy Connolly, a past champion, a two-time past champion, and a Massachusetts Golf Hall of Famer back in the field. Really excited to see her play. And you just saw her down at the New England Women's Amateur as well.
Yes, she won the Senior Women's Championship there. And from the research I did, I saw that she won in 03 and in 13 at the Mass Women's Amateur Championship. So if it's a coincidence or not that she's making her return in 2023, I'd love to see what she can do at this event.
Big things, big things. That's a huge stat if that happens. Can't forget about Shannon Johnson, who actually just won the We Met Memorial Tournament. So kudos to Shannon and what she did. And
that was a first for her, I believe.
It was a first for her, and she's won this event back in 2018. She goes ahead, wins Mass Women's Amateur Championship. She's a U.S. Women's Mid-Amateur Champion. Last year she had to miss the event. You know, work gets in the way sometimes. So she's ready to come back in and do her thing. She was runner-up when we were back at Plymouth in 2021 at this point. So yeah, she's ready to run up the leaderboard and prove herself again.
Yes, I just saw that her and Megan Buck took home another 4-ball championship title at Ferncroft. So really excited to see more action from the two of them out on the course. Kind of what they can do as competition instead of on a team together.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, golf's friendly and sometimes golf's very competitive.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned the 4-ball that we just had, the women's 4-ball. Megan and Shannon did win, but Tara Joy Connolly teamed up with Mary Chamberlain. Mary Chamberlain is a past champion of this event. Really great duo and partnership there, and they fared pretty well. They almost took it to a 3-way playoff on that day. So excited to have Mary Chamberlain in the field. She came with us to Griscom Cup this year down in New Jersey. Another Griscom Cup teammate, Allison Paik, 2020 champion. So really great. She's back in the field along with a couple other Griscom Cup teammates. Lindsay Cohn, fan favorite of mine. Huge fan of Lindsay Cohn and what she does out on the course. Calm, cool, and collected. Don't count her out. Mackenzie Whitney. What a hoot. She made a great charge at the We Met Memorial. She carried a good part of the day at Griscom Cup on the final day, earning several points for her team. So again, keep an eye out for a couple of those Griscom Cup players.
Yeah, definitely. And I know that there's a lot of youth on course and student members that we have that are also in the field this year. So I'm really looking forward to seeing some of those that are kind of rising through the ranks of, you know, playing at a young age to now, you know, competing in some of our biggest championships. So.
It's so amazing to see. There's so many familiar faces in these fields, and what we see happening, right? We're highlighting a lot of the well-known names, but there's so many young golfers that are so passionate about it, that are members of our high school and youth on course programs. Keep an eye out. You know, they're out there playing all summer long, and so just really excited and proud to see them being recognized within the field here. I mean, these golfers can play. It's handicap index 10 and below.
Okay.
That's outside of you and me here, right? So really great golf being played out there. Just a couple more women that are constantly knocking on the door. You mentioned Megan Buck earlier. Always keeping an eye out for Megan Buck, a fellow Thorny Lee member, and we're just waiting patiently. She keeps putting on pretty good performances at the national level, and waiting for her turn in state here. Could this be the year? Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Rebecca Scholar was a runner-up last year. Haven't seen much of her this summer. She's been at a lot of different qualifiers. She's playing at Virginia. She's doing her thing. So maybe being off to the side and a little quiet, she might make a bit of a splash here. Yeah. Piper Jordan, not off to the side, not being quiet. Piper has been in the mix for a long time. She went pretty far last year, been a part of several of our team mass golf, Griscom Cup, Girls Junior Intercity. She'll be heading to college off in the fall, so Piper Jordan, Boston Golf Club favorite. Emma Abramson starts the season with a huge win at the Baker out on the Cape, feeling like she's at home, goes to the Girls Junior, does a really good job. She's knocking on the door each time she comes out and plays. Yeah. Absolute delight too, her and her dad. And one more U.S. Girls Junior competitor, Isabel Berzina. Doesn't see many of the top 10s, but you go out and you qualify for a national championship, my gosh, we're gonna have a look here and see what you're capable of.
I did see that we also put out a story about Pam and Sue Curtin, who also went and played overseas. I believe Sue Curtin is in the field this year, and she finished top 20 in the RNA Senior Championship in England. Yeah,
so proud of all of our Mass Golf members that take their competitiveness out of state, even out of country here. We are so proud of our golfers within Massachusetts. Everyone's in on it. And if you're not in on the competitive women's golf scene, not necessarily playing in it, but following along, you're missing out on some incredible golf.
That's definitely something I've learned. I mean, looking at the strength in the fields that I've seen already, looking at the strength in the field that's coming into this championship, I mean, I'm excited to watch some really good golf. I don't know about you, but I mean, I came off the Mass Am at Essex County Club, and even just watching Molly tee it up there and knowing like the kind of history that she was making there, I'm just excited to see what happens here at Dedham that comes and like makes a big story, just as big as that one was. So I'm definitely looking forward to kind of getting a look at all the action firsthand. I know that there is opportunities for people at home to get in on the action a little bit. I believe we have an all-female official team coming in on Thursday for, I mean, representation across the game, whether you're playing it or just being on the course with the girls that are out there.
That's a huge initiative in sports right now. We're seeing it in the NFL, the NBA, these all-female officiating crews. It's about time we do it at Mass Golf, and so we're so proud to have a massive roster of really great rules officials and several volunteers that are supporting the event on Thursday for the quarterfinals and semifinals. So
yes,
really proud to be a part of that.
Yeah, and I mean on Wednesday too, there is an opportunity for any woman that's not currently involved in Mass Golf volunteering to get involved with the live scoring that we have going on during match play. So getting a little taste of the action of what it's like to be in these events at such scale that we have with such players that have decorated resumes. So it's a really great opportunity for anybody that's been waiting to get involved, that's ready to get in, see it at, I mean, like you said, a national like level course that's hosted so much, that's been so great to us to put the course in such great condition for what we're ready to see this week.
Yeah, so appreciative of all the members that are willing to allow these great events to come into the venues and to show off their golf course, and take a lot of pride in that. I will say, when it comes to following along, right, there's live scoring. You go to our website, you check out Champ Central and all those great spots, but to see it in person, to watch the ball striking, to watch the concentration, the banter back and forth, it is so awesome to walk along the 18 holes and watch these competitors that I would never ever sniff at that level of golf. It's so impressive.
Yeah, and I know on our social media we do a ton of coverage of what's going on the course, but nothing compares to following along for a few holes to watch really what makes those numbers on the scorecard. Like what is making them happen? Was it a really hard par? Like some things just are better told by watching them happen right in person. I mean, I think Dedham is a great location for this too, right off the highway. I mean, right.
Yeah.
I mean, 30 minutes from Boston, maybe. Just a short drive up from our office in Norton. I mean, I think it's a really great location for anybody. I mean, it's open for spectators.
Yes.
And we're definitely looking for more people to volunteer. So I'll be sure to provide a link at the end of this so that anybody that's at home that's ready to, dig into what it's like to be a rules official, a volunteer for Mass Golf. We'd love to have you. We'd love to bring you on board.
And you don't have to be well-versed in the rules. You don't have to just, I can't see myself doing this or that. There's a job for everybody out there. You get a polo, you get a hat, you feel like you're part of the team, you get some lunch too. But you also get to meet a lot of people in the community, and that's huge. If you want to build up your golfing relationships, if you want to go ahead and support something that's a little bigger than what you're normally doing, this is an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, and I mean, what I've learned too is that you don't necessarily have to be a scratch golfer to be involved in the golf sphere.
Yes.
And I think that that's just amazing. I think the opportunities that we've had to provide for, staff, for our volunteers that we have, I've learned so much in my last month of working here that, I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yes, it is. It really is a special environment. And so, all right, we've got volunteering on Wednesday. Thursday is going to be the all-female officiating crew, and then Friday, the championship match. Let's go ahead and give them the right atmosphere. So, come on any of the days, but if we could, we'll encourage you. Come Wednesday and volunteer. If we can encourage you even more, come on Friday and watch some really great golf and give them the atmosphere that they deserve.
Yeah.
So I know there's going to be an even more extensive write-up and preview of this. Where can we find all this information?
I believe all of that is just going to be found on our website, massgolf.org, and then linked directly on the top of our page will be the Champ Central. So that'll be home to live scoring results from each day. It'll be any news story that's covered. So whether that be at a national level, at a local level, or even just from us, day-by-day recaps of what's going on, day-by-day previews of what's going to go on. We want to provide the most amount of information to everybody in one simple location. So we link social posts there. Be sure to follow us on social media if you haven't already at Play Mass Golf. But we'll be sure to provide everything in Champ Central on the website. And I mean, I think we've previewed a little bit in the Weekender. This is obviously a wonderful preview in the women's newsletter. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this event. I know how much everybody's talked about how exciting it is, and I think this was the very first event that they told me about to look forward to before I got hired. So I'm really excited.
I love to hear that. And again, just kudos on what you're doing with the women's newsletter.
Thank you.
I'd be happy to come back and chat with you anytime, but to talk about the women's amateur right now, I'm ready for it.
All right. Well, thank you, Kat, for all your time. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We'll see you at the women's amateur.